See, record, and we are recording. Important. Okay. That's an important exercise, people, because this is practically and basically your Excel exam. And lots of formulas. So you need to take note. And yes, once I finish this recording, you must watch this video again. It's going to be a compulsory to watch this video at least once or twice again, people, because I'm going to show you some formulas and things, etc., etc. So let me share my screen and just give me a signal to say, yes, sir, I can see your screen. Share screen, share applications, and what is it? Excel and allow. Can everybody see this in front of you? Just give me, your connection is poor, right? Okay, blah, blah, blah. Can everybody just give me a yes, sir, no, sir? I'm just looking in the chats here. Let me close my door. Okay. Can everybody see my screen? Okay, so you can hear me and you can see the screen. Right, people. Let me just check my phone quickly. Some messages. Just hold on. Right. So anyway, let me click on. Okay, that's the data sheet. Let me just see something. I want to show you solution. Let me go back in here. Can you guys see this? So sheet number 1, which was the data sheet that you saw previously, I must make that sheet look like this. But obviously, besides the yellow highlighted names and figures and whatever, because that is the formulas of the answers that I'm basically showing you what we're going to do for this hour and a half. So let's get cracking. Let me go back to screen and let me see my data sheet and see if it shows right. Here we go. So I want to see now if I can use these formulas. Can you guys see me? Can you see the mouse? Yep, Windows is sharing in another application. Okay, guys. You can see the screen and you can hear me. Just let anybody say yes, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can see the screen and you can see my other screen. This one over here. Thank you, my boy. Right. Question number 1. Merge and center the main heading, which is this ouchie over there. From A1, column A, row 1, to say column K or J, row 1. So I'm going to click and I'm going to drag it across and release my finger. Merge and center. 2 marks. Change the font and the font size to whatever, and I'm going to choose that one. And I'm going to make it 21. Can you see there's no 21 in here? Now watch out for this with the exam. They're going to ask you an odd number. You must type it in your keyboard, in your numlocks. 21. I'm using it as an example. Enter. So far, so good. Right. And change the color to red. And double underline. You see the arrow over there? That's one underline. That is a double line there. And click on it. So far, so good. Right. Take note, people. Also, a question can ask, apply a box border around it. Borders and shading. Click on there all the way, a thick box border or more borders, but I think they're just going to stick to a box border. People, I just did 2-3 marks for you now. I'm just showing you a score line or the mark allocation as we go along. Step or question number 2, auto fit. A-U-T-O, fit all the columns. So like Mr. Smart said last week, we can click and drag it, or I can click on that black cross over there between A and B, double click, double click, double click. Watch this one. Double click, double click, double click, 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 double click, and a double click. Double click. Okay, so promotion is the last column, K. So what am I going to do now? I want my merge and center border to be from K to A. So I click on K and I scroll all the way back and I click merge center off. And I click on it again, merge center on. And a box border. How's that, people? So far, so good. Now, second question. I'm doing a bit of formatting now. This is what they call formatting, not yet formulas. Change the subheadings to whatever, and a font size to whatever. We can use the format painter, or we can shade in like I did right now, the whole subleading line. Make it 12 or 14 and bold it and italics and maybe change the color to blue, whatever they ask us to, and center the words and maybe middle align, center align, middle align the words. And what do I do now? 1 second. What do I do now? I auto fit my columns again. Double click, 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 left click, 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 okay, click, 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 click. Every column, every column, every column, and one more. Another 2-3 marks, people. That is 6 out of 40. So far, so good. Sorry, I'm just drinking some water here as we go along. Right, students. Now the word gets interesting. Complete the months in column G and H by using the F January. In other words, this area over here. What comes after January? Everybody knows February, March. This is what they call an autofill feature. The autofill feature. I click on that block. In the bottom right-hand corner of that cell, you see that little square dot over there? There's a black cross that comes on it. I click on it. I move it to the right. I click and drag, and I move it again to the right. And I release my finger off my mouse. The month has been auto-filled for me. And I double-click again to auto-fit. And I double-click again. So far, so good. So what did we do so far? We changed the main heading. We made it a font and a different font size. We double underlined it. We centered and merged and centered the main heading, and we changed the color to red. And we applied a box border around it. Second thing that we did, we changed all the subheadings to blue, center, align, middle, align, bold, italics, and we changed the font color to blue, and we auto-fitted all our columns, and I also auto-filled my 3 months or my 2 months over there. Right. Now, before I start here with this area over here, I want us to focus on minimum, maximum, and average. That is exercise 3. This lesson is about fruit, and we have salespeople involved, and each salesperson have a sales code, And we're going to combine the names by adding or using a certain formula called concatenate to join the name and the surname in one cell block. But before we get to that, my focus area is this area over here. This is exercise 3 part, the main crux of exercise 3 of Excel. Where do we find this information of higher sales of fruit, lower sales of fruit, and average sales of fruit? We are referred to as this little feature over here. And if I click on that down arrow, minimum, maximum, average, and sum, very 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very 4 important figures, people, features. So what do? I need to add up my totals of January to March of all my fruit. I'm going to shade that area in, click and drag down and release my mouse. And I'm going to click on that M that looks so to the side. Is called an auto feature. In other words, the sum of is what? In mathematics, addition. It's going to automatically click on it, add the values for me. There's another way, students. I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to type in here is equal to sum. Double click on that sum over there. Select my criteria. Shift on the keyboard and close my brackets by the 0 number and enter. It's the same thing. And what do? I click on that cell, which is cell number F, row 11, and I autofill across. Why do I autofill across? Because the formula has been locked in here. You see that over there? That's your formula bar. From F9 to from F5 to F9, I have added into all that values, and I can just autofill. It will apply to February fruit, and it will apply to March fruit. It's the same thing, people. Now check this out. What is this here? Total, same thing, but we're not adding down. In other words, vertically, we're going to add across now, horizontally. So 15 plus 9 plus 23, same thing. I click on there. I can click on auto sum. It gives me 47. Right. I can do this too. Delete. I can shade in all of that. And if I click on auto sum, it added up all the values for me. Another way, people. Delete. Is equal to sum again. Double click. That with a plus sign. That with a plus sign. That. I click on those three. Shift, close brackets. Enter. Same thing, 47. And I can also autofill the values down. Why is there a note there? Because there's nothing in there, nothing in there, nothing in there. And I click away and I just click on delete. So far, so good. So what? Oops, sorry. This is like the, okay, there we go. This is your totals, the sum of. Are we good, students? Let's see what's happening on the chat side. I can't see Ms. Yana. Let's see. Okay, where are the questions, sir? The questions are in exercise 3 and 4. I am going about this in a different way. The questions is all in my brain. Don't worry. But if you go through exercise 3 and 4, it will make sense to you of what I am saying. So where am I now? Let me go back to that share screen and voila. Here we go. Right. So question 1 was the main heading. Bold, italics, double underline, change the font size, borders. Question 2, the subheadings. change it, italic, center align, bold, center align, middle align, change the font size, change the font and change the size to 14. Question number 3. Complete the months, February, March, by using the autofill feature by clicking on that black cross and moving it across and moving it across. Question number 4. Was totals the sum of? We added up those values. Vertically downwards, 15 plus 10 plus 12 plus 17 plus 16 give you 70. Same with 9 plus 75, blah, 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 give me 197. And same with 23. And we added horizontally across. 15 plus 9 plus 23 is 47. And we autofill the features down. That is your 4 questions so far, students. I want you to take note. That's why I said you need to watch this video again. Right. Next step. What is highest, lowest, and average? In other words, the biggest number that you see in this column. And what is that number? You know and I know it's oranges, number 17. What is the highest number in February's month's fruit? 85. What is the highest number in March fruit, or the sales of the amount of fruit that was sold in the month of March? Who sold the most fruit? Pears, 76. Right, that's the highest value. In other words, what is the maximum sales made for each of those 3 months? And the feature again is over here. People, just hold on. Cancel that call. Right. The maximum value. Can you see there? Max. No, we don't want 70. The criteria is what? From 15 to 16. What is the maximum biggest number there? As I said, it is oranges, which is 17, and enter. Now look here, if I click on that block in that cell, look at my formula bar. Can you see that? What do I do now? I apply the formula across to Feb and across to March. 85 is the biggest number. 76 is the biggest number. People, that is maximum values. Now, exactly the same thing what I did with max. We need to find out what is the lowest value here. The lowest value of fruit sold in February month. The lowest sales made for the month of March of fruit. So let's see. 10, 12, 10 is the smallest number or lowest number sales. 12, 9 is the lowest month in February, which was bananas. And the lowest one here is 20 oranges for the month of March. Let me just see now. I heard something on the group chat. Where's okay? Okay, fine. Let's go back. So what do I do now? Is equal to minimum, the smallest, the lowest sales. I can type it out. See what will happen. Or, and I double click. I'm showing you all the ways, student. Or, go back, go back, go back, go back. Click away. Click back into my box. Over there at the top. Down arrow. Min. It's the same thing, but not of that 70 and 17 criteria. I don't want that. I want the criteria from that bananas January to lemons. What is the smallest number over there? 10. Enter. And I autofill across for Feb and March. Are you with me so far, people? We covered the maximum, the highest number, and we covered the lowest minimum number. Now, they want us to determine the average fruit sales for the month of Jan, for the month of Feb, and for the month of March. Now, I don't know if you notice, students, the shortened form for maximum is equal to max. The shortened form formula for minimum is equal to min. But when we write the average formula out, it must be written out in full. Check it out. Is equal to average. Can you see there? Double click or backspace, backspace, backspace. Over there, average. Hey, click in the box. Over there, average. There we go. But we don't want the average sales or of the total and highest and lowest. We want the average sales of the criteria that they ask us to from F5 to F9. What is the average? In other words, 70 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Enter is 14. And we auto fill across. For February and for March, I'm releasing. Now check that out. In the exam, students, for February and March, can you see the 0.4 and 0.4? They might ask you, can you round this off to the nearest 10? If they talk about rounding off the values to whole numbers, or to the nearest 10, or to the nearest 100, this is your focus area. Increase decimal, decrease decimal. So if I click on there, it becomes a whole number. If I click on him and I go back to the 41.4 stays as 41 because 4 is less than 5. All right. Just hold on, people. Let me open the door. This dog is going crazy here. All right. So students, we just did totals, the highest sales, the lowest sales, and the average sales. We can continue here from the grand total. What is the highest number here? I see 139. What is my lowest number from year to year? I see number 47. And obviously, what is the average? In other words, 474, the total of this divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, divided by 5. So what do I do? I can just continue my formula. That's my highest. I can continue my formula by auto-filling across. That is my lowest. And I can find out what is my average. And I can continue here. 95. People, this is 8 to 10 marks that I just did. Total, the highest, the lowest, and the average. This focus area here is about 8 to 10 marks. That is exercise 3, done and dusted in a nutshell. Right, I just had a sip of water. Now it gets a little bit interesting. Now we're going to leave this area here and we're going to focus a bit on here. This area here, today's date, and account if formula. I'm going to shade that in yellow to show us where I want that answer to be placed. So, we did question 1, heading. Question 2, subheadings. Question 3, autofill Feb and March. Question 4, total up the values. Question 5, what is the highest total and sales? Question 6, what is the lowest totals and sales of the fruit sales? And what is the average? Question 7. People, I think we about 20 out of 40, 45 marks now. Right. Is there any question so far? Let's see. Where's the question, sir? Okay, that's the last one. All right, people. Can we continue? Let's go back into this one over here. Right. Question number 7 or question number 8, for example. In my column A, complete the rest of the sales code by using a special feature called autofill. So in other words, John Wick is sales code F21. That means Loweto is sales code should be F22. Zoe is F23. Mel is F24. And Richard is F25. But I need to do this in an autofill or fill the series format. I click on my mouse in that bottom right hand corner, click, and I drag down. 2 marks. So far, so good. Right. Now, the concatenate formula. This is exercise 4 now, people. So take note. This basically here was exercise 3. Now we get into exercise 4, exercise 4, exercise 4, exercise 4, and exercise 4. Formulas. Use the concatenate formula, CONCATENATE, concatenate formula, to join, to combine the salesman's first name and the salesman's surname in one cell block. What do I do? There's 2 ways. Formulas. I click on my tab on top, formulas. Can you see it? And I have a range of formulas. So let me see what did I recently use. Oh, right on top. Concatenate. The sum. Now this sum and that sum that we saw there was very similar. Same with average. Same with max. There's a min, there's a count, there's other sums that we're going to do in the 4th semester. I mean, yeah, the term 4 semester too. But we will get to that at a later stage. For now, they asked me, the question is to join the salesman's first name with the salesman's surname. I click on that by using the concatenate formula. I click on him. So, concatenate is what? I need to text 1. I click and drag down. I need to join John in my second column with week. And let's see what happens. That's it right there, people. But what don't I like about this formula? I want a space between John, week. Can you see the W is on the end over there? There's no space in between. Now what do I do? I click on my formula bar right on top. Now check this out, people. Shift, exclamation mark, space bar, shift, exclamation mark, sorry, exclamation mark, comma. And I go to the end and I say enter. Can you see here? There is a comma, exclamation mark with a space in between those exclamation marks and another exclamation mark. And I press enter. Ah, that's better. There's a space between the N and the W of John. People, that's your concatenate formula. Study it, know it, memorize it, practice. Click away. I click away, and what do I do? I can autofill the rest of this formula down. So Louetta, Latuli, Zoe, Davids, Mel, Morris, Richard will be exactly the same with the name and the surname joined into one cell box. 4 marks, students. 4 marks. That is your concatenate formula by joining names. Now check this out. I'm going to do something here quickly. Okay. Pin of tick. The CH. The Cape Peninsula. Oh, you know, what did I forget? University of Technology. I need to join that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one into one cell block over there. I choose E26, where I am asked to take or use the concatenate formula and join Cape Peninsula. You want me to type it out in full? Peninsula. Peninsula, sorry. And I want to put it in cell D25 or D26. What do I do? Concatenate. Move him over there. Click. Second tab. Click. Third text. Click. Fourth text. Click. And the fifth text. Click. And okay. The Cape Peninsula University of Technology. But what do I don't like about this is that there's no spaces between the Cape, the EP, the U, the AU, and the YO of technology. There must be spaces in between. Now check this out. I'm going to go into my formula bar. Shift, exclamation mark, space, exclamation mark, that, comma. Next one. Exclamation mark, space, exclamation mark, comma. Next one. Between the exclamation mark, space bar, exclamation mark, comma. 22, exclamation mark, space, exclamation mark, comma. And last but not least, enter. Check this out. There will be spaces between Cape, space, Peninsula, space, University, space, of space, technology. Enter. Can you see there's a space between EP, the AU, and that? Students, this is your concatenate formula of joining more than 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 words or phrases into one cell. That's your concatenate formula, people. 3-4 marks, done and dusted in a nutshell. I'm going to delete this. Are you so far so good with me, people? So what did we cover? Formatting, the heading, merge center, red font, double underline, change the font size, change the color to red. What second one? Subheadings. What's it? Merge center, center aligned, middle aligned, bold italics, font color blue, apply it across. Number 3, complete the March and February, March by using the months, by using the autofill January, February, March. Number 4, question number 4, we did the totals. We did the totals. We did the values. We did the lowest values. We did the average values, and we autofilled, or autofilled across. Number 5, or question 5 or 6, complete the autofill by using the F21 code and complete the rest of the codes by using the autofill feature, which we drag down. Number 7, or question 8, we joined the first salesman's first name and second name by using the concatenate formula in over here with a space in between, and we autofill the values down. Yeah, we did a lot, people. But stick with me, you won't go wrong. Question number 10, for example. Insert today's date by using the today's formula. I click in my cell blocks over there because that is where I want my answer in cell I3 by using today. Now let's see. Recently used. Financial. T. Scroll down. Can't find it here. Logical. Nothing. Text. TOPQ. Nothing. Date and time. Here we go. Use the today's formula to insert today's date, which is what? The 16th of August 2021. Do you see that over there? Today. I click on it. And what else do I do? Is equal to today, open brackets, close brackets, and OK or enter. 2 marks. The 16th of August 2021. I just used the today's formula to insert today's date. 2 marks, people. 2 marks. So far, so good. Let me see any comments. Nothing here. Nothing there. 63 participants. Okay. There's a little participants, people. This is very important. But we will go through this on Wednesday again. Mr. Smuts will go through this again on Wednesday. But I am Gordon. I'm killing two birds with one stone. We'll be doing the main crux of exercise 3 and the main crux of exercise 4 into one exercise. Right, students? Now, absolute referencing. Let's call it question number 12. This is very important. This feature over here. Let me have a sip of my water. Now, people, percentage, you know, and I know, is out of 100. So we need to take and find or use an absolute F4 key on your keyboard formula to determine the percent of the total fruit sales of the grand total. Can you see that over there? I'm going to highlight it. Home, make it yellow. All these ones, in other words, what am I saying? I must divide 47 by 474 to determine what percentage of fruit was sold of bananas for the months of January, February, and March. That's your question. I will say the question again. Use the absolute referencing F4 feature or function to determine the total percentage of bananas sold for the month of January, February, and March. What do I do? Step 1. Convert my column right here. It's in general. Convert it or change it to percent. 1 out of 4. Can you see? General turned into percentage. Step number 2. Now we do the formula. This is going to be done manually. Not through a formula over here. Not through this. I'm going to show you the best way or my way. There is another way, but a way that will make more sense and easy for you. Now there's a function key on your keyboard between number 3 and 4 on your keyboard. It's called an F4 key, a function 4. The function 4 key represents dollar signs. It looks something almost like that. Just keep that in mind. What am I going to do? I'm going to say is equal to. In formulas, in Excel or in mathematics, we always start with the formula is equal to. 47 divide by. Now, what's divide? Star is multiply. On your keyboard, there's a plus sign, there's a minus sign, and there's a dash sign. The dash sign going to the right-hand side. Now, that dash sign represents division. Divide. Dash. 47, which is in F5, divided by 474, which is in I12 or 11, sorry, I11. But I need to do something here to make this values absolute. Now I'm going to show you if I'm just going to divide this and I'm going to say enter, that's my percent. And if I scroll down, let's see what happens. Can you see there? There's a hash div O. Percent is always out of 100. How can percent be 221% and 129%? That's unheard of. In other words, this formula over here is not in absolute format. It's in relative. Now I'm showing you the difference of relative and absolute. In order to make this formula absolute, I need to use the F4 function key to absolute this values. So I'm going to delete this here. Okay, what's going on? I'm going to delete all of it. And I'm going to start over. And I'm going to say, what do we do? Step 1, don't forget. This is very important. We converted this whole column to percentage. Don't forget, students, don't forget. Is equal to 47 again, divided by the grand total of the fruit sold for the first term or quarter of Jan, Feb, and March, which is 474. I'm going to use the F4 key now. Remember I spoke about the dollar signs? F4 key. What do you see there? A dollar sign I, a dollar sign 11. In other words, in cell block column I, row 11, we converted that 474 grand total into an absolute value. Enter. But now, if I use my autofill key and I scroll down, remember that div, dash div, what you saw, it's not going to appear anymore. That's the difference, people. Why is there a 0% there? Because there's no values in there. But I'm going to delete that. But now, to test if your percentages are correct, what did I say in the beginning of this part? Percent is always out of 100. If I'm going to add this or autofill this all the way down in line with 474, there must be 100 over here. That is to check your percentages are correct. And I autofill again down. Voila! And I delete that part. That means 10% of bananas was sold for the first term of the months of 5th, January, February, March, 59 and 23. The total is 47. Only 10% of banana fruit was sold for the first term. 29% of fruit of apples, the fruit apples, was also sold for the first term. Same for 22% of pears, same for 26% of oranges, and same for 13% lemons. So we can make a determine here. What is the highest percentage sold? As apples from the staff or salesman, Lothuli, Lowetu, and the staff code as that, and she sold 29% of fruit. The second highest person that sold was Miss Morris, oranges, 26% of fruit. The lowest person was Mr. Smuts that sold, the lowest person is Mr. Wick. He sold 10% of fruit. So what did I do? I totaled up like normal, but I converted my column to percentages. I divided 47 by 474. I used or pressed the F4 function key on my keyboard, and then I pressed enter and I determined the percentages of each of my fruit. So for the months of Jan, Feb, and March. This year, you don't need to put in. That is just for you to check that your percentages is correct and it is out of 100. So I can delete that. People, 4 marks. Step 1, convert the column to percent. By using that, or you can go into the down arrow, go into more numbers and features, percentage, how many decimal places, percent is always, you can change your percentage decimal places too, but percent we normally keep the values whole. All right, we can take this a little bit further if you want to. Change all these values here, but they're not in rand size because they're in number form. How many bananas were sold? 15 bananas, not 15 rand. You get what I'm saying? That's the total bananas and fruit and whatever sold. So don't worry. We can change this further into rands and columns and decimal places, but they're asking us in number format, in general format. Can you see there? But now they just wanted to find out how much percent of bananas were sold for the first 3 months. What percent of apples were sold? What percent of pears, etc., etc. Two more people, two more important things that we must do. Then I can take your questions. I don't need to repeat this. You must watch this video again. I'm going to convert it to YouTube later. And it's going to be uploaded to Blackboard in MP4 format. So this is very, very important. Column K, the if statement. Right. Sorry, I took a sip of my water now. The focus here is my total column. Who's going to get a promotion and who is not going to get a promotion? In other words, here's your question. Determine which salesperson of those three people here is going to receive a promotion that sold more than 80 fruit of the total fruit sold for the months of Jan, Feb, and March. I'm going to repeat the question again. Use an if formula to determine which salesperson sold more than 80 fruit from the total of the first semester. Does that make sense? We now need to find out who's going to get a promotion. Now, if I look at 47, 47 is less than 80. That person is not going to get a promotion. That is more than 80. That is more than 80. That is more than 80. So those three people are going to get a promotion. Mr. Smuts is not going to get a promotion because he did not sell his lemons, which was more than 80 for the first term or first quarter or for the months of Jan, Feb, and March. Does that make sense? How do we write it out? I'll place my cursor in there. I can go into my formulas. I can go into logical and if. We're going to use an if formula. What do we want to logically test? We want to determine and find out that if that is more than, I'm typing it in, 80, then if it's true, this person will receive a promotion. And if it's not true, this person will receive no promotion. And let's see what happens. Wow. Look formula in the formula bar. What does it say? If 47 is more than 80 that we asked for there, then that particular salesperson will get a promotion. And the people that did not sell more than 80 or less than 80 will receive no promotion. And the last part, autofill the values down. Okay, click away. Undo. Click on there and end it and enter. Now I autofill down. What did I say? 47 and 62 is less than 80. So you know and I know this person and that person will not get a promotion. Voila. Check it out, people. Check it out, check it out, check it out. I can change it too. I can type it in manually too. Delete. Delete it all. And I spelled promotion wrong because I forgot the O there. Delete. Now I'm going to type it. That is the formula way. Now I'm going to type it out the manual way and show you. Just hold on, I'm drinking a little bit of water. Right, is equal to if. Shift key, open brackets. If that is shift more than sign 80, comma, shift inverted commas, then, then that person will receive a promotion. Close my inverted commas, comma, open my inverted commas. The people that sold less than 80 will receive no promotion. And I forgot the capital P there. Shift P. Oops, sorry. Should be at the end of my formula. If I open a bracket, students, I must close a bracket. Mathematics. Ah, man. There we go. Now, this is the typed out version and enter. It's the same thing. I showed you the logical way by using if, and I did it now by typing it out the manual way. See over there? Click away. Undo. Enter. Click on the in the bottom right hand corner, autofill the rest of the formula down. So, John Wick, no promotion. No promotion. Right. See that we are there. Use conditional formatting to highlight home tab. Use conditional formatting to highlight the people that did not receive a promotion. Use conditional formatting to highlight the people that is equal to or the text that contains no promotion, and use it green color or yellow color or red color and dark green. Another 3 marks, people. Use conditional formatting to highlight the values, the ticks of the salespeople that did not receive a promotion, and I'm going to choose green. And okay. So in other words, no promotion, no promotion. Again, let me do it again. A shading, step 1. Format, conditional formatting. Highlight the cells which contains the text. No promotion. Or I can use another conditional formatting here. Highlight the values, which of the totals, which of the salespeople that sold more than 80. Here's another one. I'm giving another example. Format, highlight, greater than, more than what? 80. And choose the color yellow or green or red, whatever they ask you in the exam. I'm going to choose yellow. And okay. That is conditional formatting, students, another 3 marks. The last formula that we're going to do today, and then then it's about revision, and then it's all about, sir, how do you discuss questions and answers. I need to count using a count if formula and count the number of people or salespeople that receive the promotion. Now, you know, and I know 3 people received the promotion because they sold fruit, apples, pears, and oranges more than 80 for the first 3 months of Jan, Feb, and March. The question reads as follows. Listen. Use a formula, a count if formula, to count the number of salespeople that sold more than 80 fruit for the month of Jan, Feb, and March. Promotion. Pardon, count the use the count if formula and highlight the promotion and count the promotion. In other words, the answer you know and I know is 3. But we need to do it in a count if formula to show me and to show Mr. Smuts and to show your lecturers how did I count these promotions? What formula did I use? And place your answer in cell K16. See over there? Place your answer in K16. Is equal to count if. Double click. Select my range. That's whole area. What is the criteria that I'm focusing on? Promotion only. Comma. Open inverted commas. promotion. And what's important, the spelling. You must type the word exactly the way it's written here. Otherwise, your formula's not going to work. Shift close brackets. Shift close my inverted commas and close my brackets. And it's going to count the 3 promotion salespeople. Voila. Look in your formula bar. I click on there. That is your count if formula. Let's do it in the other version. Click over there and enter. Let me delete that 3 and let me just click in there and go to formulas and let's go find logical. It should be a if insert a function. Let's go find it. No counts in here. Cancel. Ticks. Count. No CC count. Nothing there. Recently used. Count. What type of count? Not a count. It must be a count if. Cancel. Let's go find it. More functions. Statistical. Not a count. Account A. Account if. There we go. More functions. Statistical mathematics because we're counting numbers. Count if. What do I want to count? What's my range? That is my range. What is my criteria? Type it in. Promotion. Let's see what they say. Same thing. There's your formula, people. Students, this is term 3, semester 2's Excel work for the term. Right. Backspace. And let's do it again. More functions, statistical, arrow down. There's my various counts. I'm going to choose him. What is my criteria or my range? That's my range. What is it that I want to? I'm going to see if I can type in the word promotion. Not K6. Yes, there's it already. I can type in that. Same thing. I can type in that. Same thing. See, the formula already reads that there is 3 promotions. And okay. People, that is Excel. This is term 3's work. What did we do? We format the heading. We formatted the subheading. We autofill down here. We use the concatenate formula to join the first name with the second name into one cell block with a space in between. We added up all the values of the bananas. We added up all the totals across. And we added up the totals down, vertically. We determined the highest values. We determined the lowest value. We determined the average value from the criteria. Same for Feb, same for March. We inserted a date by using the today's formula over there. We determined the percentages of the totals of each fruit by using the F4 key absolute referencing and converting the column to percentage. We used an if formula to determine who's going to get a promotion and who's not going to get a promotion. In other words, which salesperson from the total sold more or brought in more sales of fruit of 80 for the 3 months, which is over there. And we determined a count if formula by determining how many promotions do we see here? 3. And we counted 1, 2, 3 by using the count if formula. What else did I miss out on? The date, everything, percentages, if formula, count if, concatenate, minimum, maximum, average, autofill, date, today's, headings. If I click on here, that is my solution. I'm going to copy and paste this document, I think, into your WhatsApp groups. This is your work and save. Are we good, people? Let's see. Let's see. Is there any questions? If I can answer it. Students, don't be shy. Speak to me. Lower hand. I can't see the text here. There's participants. Raise the hand. No questions. No questions. Let me type in here. Any questions, guys? 57 people. This is a very important exercise, people, that we just did now. This is practically 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, yes, we can take this further if you want to. I'm still sharing. I can apply a box border or all borders across here. Home tab. Home tab. I can apply borders. I can center all my work. I can move this column a little bit. Click away. I can move this column in. I can take this and I can apply a wrap text to it. Can you see how it turned out? I can adjust all these 3 columns over here. I can make the column width, let's say 45. Enter. Too wide. Whoa, undo. Let's see. Let's make the column width 30. Enter. Still wide. If you make a mistake like that, double click, double click, double click. What else can we do? What else can we do to this document? We can page layout. Change the orientation from portrait to landscape. How do I view this? Let's see. Quick print. Oh, it is there. But I don't have a printer connected, so it won't work. Okay. But I want to view it in another view. Insert, data, layout, file, home. Where we go now? Where we go now? Not file, go arrow back. People, you see this line over here? If you have a printing machine, this piece of the page will just be printed out. This will come out on the next page. So what do? We want this whole document to fit onto one page. I can go to page layout view. Is it margins? Yes. I can make my margins narrow. Can you see that line moved a bit? But it's still not happy. I'm still not happy with it. I can view page break view. Click on that arrow there. You see an arrow left and right. Click and drag it to the right and release my finger. Now this document is on page 1, and if I have a printer connected to it, it will print out onto one page. I can go back to normal view. What else is there? In page layout view. I don't know if Mr. Smart showed you this. Yes, I think we did. You can have a header and a footer. What can be put in here? My name. Second cell. What else can I put in here? The current time. I click away. I can also put in the current date, almost like today's date formula. It's also the 16th. If I click away, there's the 16th. If I click in there, right. My 3 headers are completed. Let's scroll a little bit down into the footer. What can I put at the bottom? Where is it now? Switch, insert, layout, headers page, layout, view. Click away. Click in there. What else can I do? Where's my feature now? I'm looking for my features. Page number, student number. What else is there? Group. And click away. So in what view am I in? I'm in page layout view. If I switch back to my normal view, you will not see this, people. Oh yes, freezing of panes. Another important feature. I want this heading, which is the main heading, to stay fixed on my screen. In other words, if I move up and down with my mouse, it's gone now. If I move up with my mouse, there I see it. I'm going to show you again. Let me delete that. If I scroll down with my mouse, can you see it's gone? If I scroll up. But I want this thing to stay permanently there. What do? I can freeze this row. And they call it freezing panes over there. I want to freeze the first row. In other words, row 1 from column A right down to column infinity. I want just the formulas, exercise 3 and 4, fruit steps. I want that to stay fixed. So what do? Step 1, click my mouse underneath in A2. Take note. Click and keep your cursor in A2. Why A2? It's trying to tell Excel that this column above it must stay in a fixed position. Freeze the pane. Freeze that pane. Can you see there's an imaginary thicker line over there? Now, if I use my mouse and I scroll up and down, the top first row will stay fixed. Can you see? And I scroll back up, back up, back up, back up. I just froze the first row. You can freeze the second. I can do it here too. I'm going to click on F21. I want this to stay fixed, that, and that to stay fixed. I place my mouse cursor in cell A5. Freeze, unfreeze the panes, and then refreeze it again because I unfreeze the first row there. Can you see that thicker line over there? Now check. This row, that will stay fixed. And if I scroll up with my mouse, it's back to normal. That is freezing pain, students. What else is there? What else is there? Let's see. Home tab, merge center, wrap text, changing conditional formatting. If you want to, we can change this to rand signs just to mess around with it. Change column F1, or is it F5 to F9 into rand currency South Africa with 2 decimal places. Currency with 2 decimal places. 3 marks. You can change it and 1 decimal place, 2 decimal place, 3 decimal place. Can you see 4 decimal places? But we know it was with rands and cents, which is 2 decimal places. But remember, people, this is just the numbers of fruit. It's got nothing to do with money. It's got nothing. I'm just showing you how we can format this document further and undo and undo and undo, 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 undo. There we go. We'll be back to normal. Students, I'm going to unshare now and off or stop sharing, and I'm going to save it. And I'm going to say stop sharing my screen, and then where are we now? Not here. There we go. Not there. There. I am going to stop sharing my screen. And I see Mr. Shigayama's screen in front. And now you can ask or type me questions or whatever on what we just did now, people. Lower hand. Okay. Any questions, students? I'm here. Let me turn my camera and allow. Can you see me, guys? I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Any questions? No questions? Cancel. Students, this is a very, very important session. Maybe I can't see you now or whatever. No, I canceled my sharing of my screen. I'll just see you guys now. So yes, Mr. Smuts went quickly for his injection, and today we covered the criteria that I typed in the WhatsApp group. We covered conditional formatting. We covered count if formulas. We covered the if formula. We covered concatenate formula. We covered minimum values. We covered maximum values. We covered average values. We covered count if. We did some headings of formatting. We did the formatting of subheadings, bold, italics, underline, merge, center, change the font. We changed the colors. We changed the sizes. We centered aligned. We middle aligned. We covered quite a lot of criteria now, people. So if you go through exercise 3 and 4, and if you watch this video now and again, it shouldn't be a problem. For the last time, guys, any questions before I stop recording? Questions? Now speak. I'm here, guys. Can we call it a day? I see the hand being lowered and raised here, but I can't hear anybody. Eddie, the settings chat is off. Okay. I can't find microphone. Mr. Smuts, the chat box is off. Okay. Now let's see. Why is the chat box off? Who set it off now? Let me just go into settings. Speaker volume is fine. Notification settings. Chat box, collaborate. Collaborate pop-up. Where's chat? Collaborate, pop. Where's the chat support? I'm checking now. Where's the notifications? Audio, video settings. I'm seeing here now. Why is the chat setting support? My settings. Gallery speaker view. Okay. Waiting to chat. Hello, guest. An agent is on the way. Chat request. Can I help you, agent? Chat box. I couldn't have set it like this, man. What is wrong? Chat. What about alter para, guys? Sorry, I don't understand that. Okay. Okay. Recording everyone. Let me mess around here. Recording the messages. Okay, let me stop recording.